5 Ways I Am Attracted to the Green Leaves of the Illusory Banyan Tree, by Krishna's Mercy.
Quote, one who is attracted by the ritualistic formulas of the Vedas is attracted by the beautiful green leaves of the tree. He does not exactly know the purpose of the Vedas. The purpose of the Vedas, as disclosed by the Personality of Godhead Himself, is to cut down this reflected tree and attain the real tree of the spiritual world. Shrila Prabhupada, Bhagavad-gita, 15.1 Purport.
1. My progeny.
Just see how beautiful my family is. This is all through the grace of the higher powers. I performed the rituals at the proper times. I must have satisfied the decision makers. They have blessed me with the family I spent many days longing for.
2. My successful examination.
We did the puja and it appears everything was successful, somehow. I received the highest marks in the class. I can now gain admission into any university of my choosing. I take some of the credit for studying and working hard, but there was surely someone from above looking out for me.
3. My well-running vehicle.
This car has been a staple in our family for many years. It has seen the best of times and the worst. It has traveled the country, far and wide, and been reliable the entire time. These are the blessings of the gods, who we must have appropriately satisfied immediately after the original purchase.
4. My profitable business.
Even in these difficult times our business is doing well. Our profits are growing from year to year. Against the strongest headwinds, we manage to emerge on top. The gods have been favorable to us. They have rewarded us for our attention to duty and ritual.
5. My reputation in Dharma.
I never imagined that I would be this respected in the community. People approach me for advice on what to do. They know that I have a good head on my shoulders, that I tend to tackle difficult issues with a rational mind. I am known for my allegiance to Dharma, and in this area I have no shame.
There is a section in Bhagavad-gita describing a banyan tree which has its roots pointed upwards and the branches extending downwards. There are leaves on the various branches, and these leaves represent different departments of knowledge. The knowledge is actually from the Vedas, and the explanation is that this tree represents the illusion of the material world. Our experience with an inverted tree is in the image reflected upon the water. The real tree is there, and in the same way there is an upright version of the banyan tree described by Sri Krishna. There appears to be a contradiction in that the Vedas have an association with useful knowledge. The Vedas are like religion, but in the eternal sense. There is both philosophy and religion. The culture of living associated with the Vedas is known as Sanatana Dharma. There is no beginning and there is no end. If the Vedas are useful, then why do they appear as leaves on this inverted banyan tree? How can the Vedas be an illusion if they are sourced in the Almighty? How can there be illusion, Maya, and religiosity, Dharma, at the same time? His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada explains that the illusion remains for only as long as the individual is unaware of the actual purpose of the Vedas. The real purpose is to find transcendence, the absolute truth, and thereby seek the genuine form of this tree. In this regard, I can be an illusion even if following Vedic rituals. Another way to explain is the difference between small ponds and a large reservoir of water. If I only want the small ponds, if I only think in the short term, then I will remain in that association. Meanwhile, with access to the large reservoir of water, the concern for the small ponds vanishes. If I have $100, I do not need to worry over acquiring $5 or $20. The reservoir of water is the source of everything, and the many leaves on the inverted tree are like the small ponds.
यावानर्थ उद्पाने सर्वता संप्लुतोदके तावान सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानता. Quote, all purposes that are served by the small pond can at once be served by the great reservoirs of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita, 2.46.
The actual purpose of the Vedas is to know Krishna, and so the process of Krishna consciousness is for finding the real tree, for reaching the spiritual world and never returning to the land of illusion. This can best be accomplished in the modern day by chanting the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In closing, the inverted tree to traverse. Leaves with corresponding verse. From Vedas authority found, but also to illusion bound. Until the original one finding. No more in rebirth binding. Actual purpose Krishna to meet. The origin at his lotus feet.